Introducing the Milescraft Drill Block. No more guessing if your drill is at a true 90-degree angle to your work surface. This handy guide system allows you to drill a straight hole every time. The drill block has an ergonomic design that is comfortable in any application. The unit also features non-slip TPE pads on both sides to prevent slipping and marring on the work surface. There are center lines on all four sides of the drill block that are lined up with each hole location to help you make sure you are positioned exactly centered on your mark. Using these as a guide, you will drill a perfect hole every time. The base of the drill block is made of a reinforced nylon and will not heat up in your hand while drilling through metal. The drill block has a solid base that allows it to be clamped for stability. The V-block channel on the underside provides versatility on many different drilling surfaces, from round to corner profiles. On the top of the bushing block, there are 6 holes for common drill bit sizes: 1/8, 3/16, 1/4 inch, 5/16, 3/8, and 1/2 inch. Each bushing is held to a tight tolerance and allows you to drill at a 90-degree angle to any surface. For drilling holes that are straight and true, be sure to check out the Milescraft Drill Block.
The Miter 1000 SE. This special edition version of the Miter 1000 adds a telescoping Incrolock cutoff fence that adjusts from 18 to 30 inches. It includes the incremental flip shop stop positioner for repeatable cut length control, and an exclusive 1/10 degree stainless steel vernier cursor for ultra-fine angle control between stops.
Introducing the Milescraft Sand Devil family. No more struggling with traditional hand sanders or traditional sandpaper sheets. The Sand Devils come in several different sizes. The 1605, which fits your standard 3-inch by 21-inch sanding belt. The 1604, which fits your standard 2.5-inch by 14-inch sanding belt. And the 1607, which fits your 1.5-inch by 12-inch sanding belt. There's also one more model that is for the European market that we will discuss later in the video. The Sand Devil comes with an 80 grit sanding belt. Milescraft does offer replacement sanding belts for all sizes in 80 grit, 120 grit, and 150 grit. You can also use sanding belts from other manufacturers. Many of you are probably thinking, well, I already have something like this made of wood and a sandpaper sheet. With your homemade sanding block, you can never truly get the sandpaper tight around the board, and you're constantly having to stop sanding to readjust your hold and to ensure the sandpaper is tight. Not to mention the sandpaper can easily tear on the edges. I can personally say this is a pain. The Sand Devils have a patented clever lever feature that ensures that the sanding belt is tight every time and allows you to easily change or rotate your sanding belt. When your sandpaper starts to get dirty, just open the clever lever and rotate the sanding belt until you have a clean surface. The Sand Devils allow for multiple different sanding applications that one may not easily be able to accomplish with your traditional hand sander, sanding block, or even orbital sander. With 2 flat surfaces on the top and the bottom, you can easily remove blemishes on your flat workpiece. If you're using the 1605, you can sand a wide board with a large flat edge that is 9 inches long, allowing for a smooth, flat surface every time. The angle flat surface allows you to apply maximum pressure when doing any flat sanding. The small rounded surface is for those tight spots on molding or trim pieces. The Sand Devils have a 90-degree angle on the back end for getting into those really tight corners when needing to remove burring or gluing. A hidden feature of the Sand Devils is that you can offset the sanding belt from the Sand Devil body, which allows you to get into those tight interior angles with ease. A large radius corner that allows for intricate sanding to those curved surfaces, whether it be a large crown molding, large trim pieces, or bevels of any sort. All of these sanding applications will provide a smooth, even surface, unlike using your hand with traditional sandpaper, which can leave pressure inconsistencies on the surface. The Sand Devils are made of a durable plastic, meaning the only thing you should ever have to do is change your sanding belt. No maintenance needed. The Sand Devils also extend the life of your sanding belts. Cleaning your sand belt has never been so easy with the Sand Devils. Simply grab a cleaner block and rub it across your belt surface, and your belt will be like brand new again. As stated at the beginning of the video, there's also a model 1606 Sand Devil 2.5M, which fits 64mm by 410mm sanding belt. which can only be found in the European market. Stop struggling with traditional hand sanding techniques and go out and get yourself a Miles Craft Sand Devil today.
The Craig Custom Pocket Hole Plug Cutter makes it possible to take Craig joinery projects to the next level by giving you complete freedom to create your own custom plugs from any wood species. That means you can cut plugs from your own project stock to create plugs with color that matches your project better than has ever been possible before. Plus, the Custom Pocket Hole Plug Cutter allows you to create face grain plugs that blend in amazingly well. The plug cutter simply slips into a Craig jig in place of the normal drill guide block and works with a Craig Jig K5, K4, or even an older K3 model. That allows you to clamp your plug material in place and drill in the same way that is used for creating pocket holes. To create the plugs, just chuck the plug cutting bit into any drill. This high-performance bit features a specially designed cutting tip that shears cleanly for a smooth, consistent plug. The bit also has an open design that prevents wood from jamming inside the bit, and fluting that reduces heat and friction for better plugs and longer bit life. A stop collar ensures perfect depth every time to produce accurately sized plugs. The Custom Pocket Hole Plug Cutter comes with one bit that creates plugs for standard sized Craig pocket holes. For even greater versatility, two optional bits are also available. One makes smaller diameter plugs that fit Craig micro pocket holes. The other bit creates large plugs to work with the Craig Jig HD, a plug size that's only possible using the Custom Pocket Hole Plug Cutter. After cutting the custom-made plugs free, they simply slip into the pocket holes. The plugs are sized to protrude only slightly above the surrounding surface. That means it's easy to sand or trim the plugs flush, producing a plug that virtually disappears. When you want the best matching pocket hole plugs possible, and when you want the freedom to create plugs from any type of wood, the Craig Custom Pocket Hole Plug Cutter is the solution you need. For more information about the Custom Pocket Hole Plug Cutter, other Craig Jig accessories, and the rest of our innovative solutions for building with wood, visit us online at craigtool.com.
The Milescraft Joint Mate can be used to drill matching holes on mating components for projects in several configurations quickly and easily. The Joint Mate is designed to drill holes for dowel pins sized 3/8 inch, 1/4 inch, or 5/16 of an inch in diameter. To determine which size dowel pin you should use for your project, choose the dowel pin size based on the thickness of your boards. For boards 1/2 inch to 5/8 of an inch, use 1/4 inch dowels. Boards 5/8 of an inch to 3/4 inch, use 5/16 inch dowels, and boards 3/4 of an inch to 1 1/2 inch, use 3/8 inch dowels. To get started using the Joint Mate, select a drill bit that corresponds to the selected dowel pin size. Slide a Milescraft or similar drill stop over the drill bit. Insert the drill bit through the correct drill guide bushing until it protrudes past the surface of the Joint Mate. The depth of the hole will vary by the configuration of the mating pieces, but regardless of the final depth, it's recommended the holes be drilled 1/8 inch deeper than the length of the dowel's insertion depth to provide room for the glue. Once you've determined the appropriate depth for the hole and added the recommended extra 1/8 of an inch, rotate the drill stop until the set screw is over the outside diameter of the drill bit, and then tighten the set screw. Now let's demonstrate the Joint Mate in use with these common dowel pin joints. To drill for a corner joint where two boards are joined along their length with one edge 90 degrees to the face of the other board, align your boards to their finished position and then mark them 1 and 2. Now clamp board 1 with the edge being joined facing up. Choose the correct drill bit that corresponds to the selected dowel pin size, then using the body of the Joint Mate, determine the proper depth to drill for this mating piece and adjust the depth stop. To start drilling your holes, hold the Joint Mate upside down and position it over the board so the self-centering posts straddle the board's edge. Then rotate the Joint Mate until the posts are pushed firmly against each side of the board in the desired location of the first dowel pin. Starting at one end of your board, firmly hold the Joint Mate, and then with the power off, insert the drill bit into the guide bushing and drill your first hole. Next, move the Joint Mate to the additional desired locations and repeat until all the holes have been drilled. After you've completed drilling all the holes, place the properly sized dowel pins in each hole without glue. These are going to be used to assist in positioning the guide fence for drilling holes in board 2. To drill the holes for board 2, we start by attaching the guide fence by sliding it into the dovetailed ways on either side of the Joint Mate's body. Then insert the guide fence knobs on both sides. With the guide fence attached, place the appropriate guide bushing over any one of the dowels on the edge of board 1. Adjust the guide fence until it rests square to the face of board 1, then tighten the guide fence knobs. This establishes the distance from the edge of the board to the dowel center. Unclamp board 1 and then place board 2 flat onto your work surface with the side being joined face up. Then place board 1 on top of board 2 with the installed dowel pins pointing towards the area of the holes that will be drilled in board 2. Advance the joint mate towards board 1 until one of the dowel pins is in the same size dowel alignment slot on the body of the joint mate and the fence is resting square on the edge of joint 2. With the boards in the correct position, ensure they're properly aligned with surfaces being joined parallel to each other and securely clamp both boards in position. Before drilling the corresponding set of holes with the joint mate, you'll need to adjust the drill stop for the depth of board 2, including the recommended extra 1/8 of an inch to ensure you don't drill through it. Then starting at one end of your board, firmly hold the joint mate in position and with the power off, insert the drill bit into the guide bushing and drill your first hole. Then move the joint mate to the additional desired locations and repeat until all the holes have been drilled. When all the corresponding dowel pin holes have been drilled, apply wood glue to the dowel pins and assemble your joint. To create an edge-to-edge joint for assembling wide panels, start the same way as you would when creating a corner joint. After you've completed drilling all the holes, place the properly sized dowel pins in each hole without glue. These are going to be used to assist in positioning the guide fence for drilling holes in board 2. With the guide fence attached, place the appropriate guide bushing over any one of the dowels on the edge of board 1. Adjust the guide fence until it rests square to the face of board 1, then tighten the guide fence knobs. Unclamp board 1, keeping it face up in the same direction as it was clamped, then place board 2 parallel with the doweled board, ensuring the side to be drilled is also facing up in the same direction as board 1. Ensure both boards are correctly aligned with the edges being joined and then securely clamp the boards together. Start by advancing the joint mate towards board 1 until one of the dowel pins is in the same size dowel alignment slot on the body of the joint mate and the fence is resting square on the face of board 2. Starting at one end of your board, firmly hold the joint mate and then with the power off, insert the drill bit into the guide bushing and drill your first hole. Then move the joint mate to the additional desired locations and repeat until all the holes have been drilled. When all the corresponding dowel pin holes have been drilled, apply wood glue to the dowel pins and assemble your joint. To create a surface joint for attaching a board perpendicular to a second board in from the edge, start the same as you would when creating a corner joint. Before we start drilling the corresponding holes in board 2, draw a center line for the dowel hole locations on the face of the board. Then place board 2 flat onto your work surface with the surface being joined face up. Next, place board 1 on top of board 2 with the installed dowel pins pointing towards the center line you drew. Starting at one end of the board, using the appropriate dowel alignment slot, position the joint mate over the installed pin and align board 1 until the center line indicator on either side of the joint mate body aligns with the center line on board 2. Ensure both boards are correctly aligned with the edge and face being joined and that the boards are parallel to each other with the ends flush. Then clamp both boards in position. Before drilling the corresponding set of holes with the joint mate, you'll need to adjust the drill stop for the depth of board 2, including the recommended extra 1/8 of an inch to ensure you don't drill through it. Starting at one end of your board, firmly hold the joint mate and then with the power off, insert the drill bit into the guide bushing and drill your first hole. Then move the joint mate to the additional desired locations and repeat until all the holes have been drilled. When all the corresponding dowel pin holes have been drilled, apply wood glue to the dowel pins and assemble your joint.